Welcome to Bruce Springsteen Guitar Lessons. Today's lesson is going to be a live version of the Beatles classic Twist and Shout from Rock in Rio, Lisbon in 2012. Thanks very much to subscribe star Blakely Sutton for the request. welcome back. Hope you enjoyed that walkthrough. So now what we'll do is go through all of the individual parts. Okay, so this song's in the key of C major and tempo's roughly about 118 BPM. So let's take a look at the chords first. We've just got a standard C chord, third finger, third fret A, middle finger, second fret D, first finger, first fret B. And you don't really need to hit the high E string. It doesn't really matter if you do. Okay, so that's C major. You've got an F sus2, which I think is kind of in the intro. And Bruce may use it more throughout, so you can play around with it and see what you think sounds best. So F sus2 is basically third finger, third fret D, first finger, first fret B. That's just a D, open G. Sounds really nice. Cool, so that's the S sus2. And then you've got a basically G5 chord. So use your third finger, third fret lower E, block the A string with the underside of your third finger, and kind of strum towards the G string. Now if you play it to the B string, that's actually a G major chord, okay? So this is technically only 2 notes, that's 3 notes. Okay, cool. And then you've got a standard F chord. Third finger, third fret D, middle finger, second fret G, first finger, first fret B. It's one of those songs everyone knows, and it's just got some great stuff in there. So, and obviously always goes down well at a Bruce gig. So what you're going to do, we'll go through the intro first. Actually, what I'll do before we do that is put the song structure up on the screen. So remember, all the song structures will be in the description. Any chords in brackets means there's more than one chord in that particular bar. I'll just help you to break everything down. It should be easier to kind of piece it all together. So what you're going to do is going to come in on the and of 3. So what I mean by that is 1, 2, 3, and 4, and. Okay? 1, 2, 3, and 4, and. So third fret low E. You can do all this kind of intro downstrokes, a little bit more impact, I think. Third fret low E, open A, second fret D. Sorry. Third fret low E, open A, second fret A, third fret A. So you've got this 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1. Then down up on the C, down up. I think he's doing a hammer, a slide here between like a partial C chord, middle finger, second fret D, first finger, first fret B, and then he's hammering on straight away to the third fret to create this F sus2 chord. Sounds really cool, I think. So 1, 2, and 3, and then he's going back to that kind of partial C chord. And then take your middle finger off and kind of play the D, the G, and the B strings. So that's bar 2. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. That's the timing. Down, down, up, down, down, down. And that's tied into the next bar. You're going to go 1, and 2, and 3 with the G5 chord, and then start the riff again. So sometimes, again, he's going to play around with it a lot, so don't think you have to do this exactly as in the tab. This is just a suggestion. He will vary it up, maybe sometimes do a little bit more picking than I've done in the tab. So yeah, the thing with Bruce, he'll do something slightly different kind of every time. So let's just go through that kind of intro. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, and 4, and. So let's see, F sus2, G5, and start the riff again. Third time, and the fourth time, let's carry on longer with the G5. And he's obviously starting to sing. Cool, so brilliant intro. And you've got the kind of slightly different riff I think that Niels is doing. I think Steve is doing pretty much just kind of thickening it up a little bit. So I think what Niels is doing is just something slightly different, and it combines really well. So if you want to get the tab of that, again, all these tabs are done in Guitar Pro, so you can get them in PDF format or Guitar Pro format. So head over to the website, jsmusicschool.co.uk. They'll either be out on the day of this release or the day after. So you'll be able to sort of see both parts there and see how they work together. Okay, cool. So that's the whole of the intro. Okay, so now we're going to go to the first verse. So again, you've got that combination between the guitars that makes it sound really, really nice. So first verse, start with a kind of the root note of the C chord, down, then C major, down, up again, then F, down, up, and G on the and of 4 with an upstroke. So down, down, up, up, and that's tied into the next bar, and then it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Cool, so if I show you that again, so this is the main kind of 2-bar riff. If you look at the song structure there, first verse, second verse, third verse, fourth verse, fifth verse, this is the 2-bar riff that you're going to be using. Down, down, up, down, up, up, up. Down, down, up, down, up, up. Again, you can feel free to pick it as well. Mix it up, maybe put some of those sus2 chords in there. Chords, and you do that 2-bar riff 8 times, yeah? Cool, and then we've got the break section, which is all the R's. So I played actually the original version with my covers band in the key of D. This is a slightly different key. So yeah, you've got this kind of, this structure is, what I think of it is the 4 R's and then 2 screams. So it's 6 kind of bars in total. So I'll show you what I mean. I'm going to use that classic down, down, up, up, down, up that we've done in so many videos. 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and. Down, down, up, miss, up, down, up. So do that for 4 bars, G5. And 2 screams. Cool, so once you've got that kind of, that structure, it's a lot easier to kind of piece together. So yeah, 4 R's. 2 screams. Cool, and then in the second verse, exactly the same as the first. And then we've got basically, there's a kind of a cool little brass solo thing, and for that you're basically just going to do the same thing as you would in a verse, but for 4 rounds rather than 8. So just do that for 4 times. That's the kind of the brass section for this particular live version. Then we've got the second break, which is exactly the same as the first. Okay. Then we've got the third verse, exactly the same as the first and the second. Okay, and then you've got something slightly different here. Third break, you've got some accents, which sound quite cool. So you've got this. And what you're doing here really is just hitting the first 2 sort of chord notes. Down, down, 1, 2. Down, up on the F. This is pretty much the same as before, but just with that first bit's different. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and down, 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 up, up. Do that 4 times, and then you've got the fourth break, exactly the same as the first and the second break. Cool. And then the fourth verse, only difference here, again, I think it's quite ad-lib a little bit in this song. I think there's one bit where it's like, I think Max was trying to stop the song and then Bruce carried on. So I think it's, yeah, they've extended a lot of the parts, but that's just kind of all part of parcel of the Bruce concert really, which is great. So yeah, fourth verse, you're just going to do it 7 times rather than 8 that you did in the third, the second and the first verse. Okay, and then we've got the fifth break. So the fifth break, you're just going to do those accents again that we did in the third break. 3 times. Second time, third time, and then the 4th time with the accents, and then basically got this. So everyone thinks it's going to end, you know. He goes over to get some water, drown himself in the. So you do that for sort of roughly 14 bars, but obviously it's all queued up by Bruce. And then on the 6th break, so you've got to time it right. 14 bars that I've made in the backing tracks, and don't forget all the backing tracks I've made you can get on the website or jsmusicschool.co.uk or subscribestar.com/Bruce Springsteen Guitar. So you can just download them. Subscribestar, you get them sent out to your email on the 3rd of the month, and then there's a huge list. Cool. So yeah, so you basically do. So this is the 5th break, the 4th time round doing the. Instead of doing the G. 4th time, 14 bars of you can playing around with a C really. It doesn't have to be exact. It's all just kind of a big rock ending, and then coming in for the 6th break. Exactly the same as our other kind of 1st, 2nd, fourth, and yeah, so sixth break is the same as that, first, second and fourth. Cool, and then we've got the fifth verse, so exactly the same as the fourth verse, but even one less round, so 6 rounds this time. Cool, now onto the outro, which just uses the accent section 8 times. So you do that 8 times, obviously Bruce is cooing the band, and then big epic ending with a C chord, and then on a C. Cool, so that's all the parts. Again, it's classic, obviously, Beatles song, and there's only 3 chords, really. I mean, you've got a little extra, and obviously Neil's part does all a little bit more picking, so check that out on the website. Any questions or suggestions, let me know. Feel free, if you've liked this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe and hit that bell icon for notifications if you haven't already. Any questions about Subscribestar or anything like that, or the website, please let me know. Thanks very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Cheers, bye. If you'd like to get Guitar Pro files, tab PDFs, backing tracks from any of these tutorials, head over to either the Subscribestar page or my website, jsmusicschool.co.uk. Remember to subscribe and hit that bell icon for notifications. Thanks very much. See you on the next one.